Welcome to Battleground, ladies and gentlemen. I'm tired right now. I'm very sorry if I seem to be a little off, like more than normal. I've been out in 100-degree temperature. Unfortunately, I had some things I had to do. So if I seem a little off more than normal, please be understanding. It's over 100 degrees, the humidity is high, and it's tiring. Getting away from that, the first thing I want to talk about is one person. One person I feel that needs to be spotlighted, and that is JoJo Kaufman. Now, we've seen JoJo do some work in the back. She's been a interviewer, but in this show, more than others, you can feel how much she's grown as an announcer for the ring. Jillian, she's still around, no problem, but Eden is gone because Cody is gone. She decided to go off with her husband, which I understand completely. If you're here and your husband's gone, why you want to stay? As much as the money is good, it's lonely. So I can understand why Eden left. So JoJo's filled in for her, and I feel she sounds better than Jillian Garcia. You guys can tell me below if you believe that Jillian's way better than JoJo, but as far as I'm concerned, right now, I've heard enough of Jillian. I want to hear JoJo either most of the time or all the time on Smackdown, or at least go to Raw and announce, which I know she won't, but I want to see on Smackdown announce a lot more. Pre-show. Simply put, two things got my attention. One, Cesaro didn't want to be there. Now, I'm not going to put a picture up. I'm just saying he did not want to be there because he wanted to participate, which I can understand why. This is the last time both rosters are going to be together, except for the special pay-per-views, which is going to be probably Royal Rumble, it's going to be WrestleMania, it's going to be SummerSlam, it's going to be, Survivor Series. That's probably the only time when they're going to be together. And hopefully when they're separated, to talk more and allow them to see more of each other. In other words, you'll see more Cesaro, you're going to see more Kevin Owens, you're going to see more Sami Zayn. Because you're not seeing shit. So hopefully we'll see more of Cesaro. The second thing was the Usos versus Brandango. I'm not putting the image up because it's not worth it. Because we're not going to really see a real feud here. This is just something of giving us kind of like to see if we want to see it. I don't know, but this is what we get. Fun. Breezango wins. I'd rather call them the Flying Flamingos. Because they're so pretty and prudy and whatever. But that's how I feel. But I am glad to see the Usos on Smackdown because I still love them. I still do. They ain't getting nothing on Raw. Anyway, first match of the night, which was very botchy. That is... how can I say this first? One thing that catches my eye, Dana Brooks is a very beautiful, short, well-built woman that is acting like Beth Phoenix and should stop. I understand she's got muscles and she's strong, but she's not freaking Beth Phoenix, who was bigger than most women. She was bigger, or as big as Tamina. She wasn't as big as Nyla Jax, but she was easily bigger than most of the women on the roster, and way bigger, to a certain extent, than Tamina. I'm tired of seeing Dana Brooks act way bigger than she is, and she's not. Second, Bayley. Hey, we want some Bayley! I am very happy to see Bayley for the first time. I really believe the reason they did this with Bayley is to see and gauge if she would be interesting on SmackDown or Raw. My guess is she's going to go to SmackDown. I don't believe it's going to be this SmackDown. I do believe that it's going to be months ahead of time from now. I'd say 6 months from now, she'll probably go to SmackDown as an extra gift. Unless I'm wrong, we'll find out. But this was a botchy match. When it came to, Sasha dealing with, oh my goodness, the Hurricane Rana that Sasha did on Charlotte was terrible. And then that was bad. This is how you hurt people in wrestling. You go too far when you go to the turnbuckle, and you're sitting on there, you're trying to get off, and then they grab the legs from that person, and they whack the back of their neck onto that turnbuckle. Remember, the turnbuckles are made of steel. And you can get hurt that way. What Dana Brooks did was dumb. But Sasha won the match. for Bayley and Sasha. I'm alright with it, but still I wasn't happy about those botches. Those are two really nasty botches that just did not look good. The second women's match I liked a lot better, and that was Natalya versus Becky Lynch. That was a good match. I felt was much better than the first one. And I'm not taking anything away from Bayley. Bayley looked great. Charlotte wasn't bad. Sasha wasn't bad. Anita was Dana Brooks. But I felt with those botches turned me off a little bit. And it wasn't as great as it could have been. But this is what we got. We got Becky and Natalya, who really made a good showing, and Becky lost, which I didn't expect her to win. I didn't. Because they got to prolong this match. They got to prolong this feud because there's really not enough women there to really do enough work. I mean, Naomi's going to be there. I'm happy about. Carmella, yes, she's going to be there. And I think who else is going to be on SmackDown? I cannot remember offhand. I don't remember Summer Rae's going there. She might, oh yeah, she is going to be there, but that's still not enough women. They need more women. Rusev Filial, Rusev Mosca, and you guys tell me below how beautiful Lana. I mean, that looked like she had a tiara on her head. She looked like a princess. She did not need to rub it in my freaking face that she is with the U.S. champ, our hero, and the man who's marrying her. Why the fuck you do that? That hurt. That's a woman that she gives off a wholesome feel that is beautiful. She's a beautiful woman. She didn't need to rub it into our damn faces that we can never have her. To be able to tell her we love her and say you're wonderful. I want to make you happy. To smack her in the face for that. But what did we get with Zack Ryder versus Rusev? We got a good match, but I didn't expect Rusev to lose here. 100%. I did think Zack Ryder might take the title to Raw. Maybe. But I wasn't sure what's going to happen. I felt that SmackDown has to be the emphasis of new stuff, new blood, and having something important. That's why I totally didn't feel like it was going to be 100% Zack winning. And he did. But here's something that I was surprised about. Hype Bros are back. Now, I only seen a little bit of Mojo with Zack. So, I can't really gauge Mojo much. But he is very, very, very energetic. No! What the hell, man? He just was energetic. I don't know who he was channeling. He was channeling somebody. He was not channeling the Ultimate Warrior. Maybe he was channeling Brutus the Barber Beefcake. Because he kind of acted as nutty as that. But that's what we got. But that's okay. Now, let's get this done. The New Day versus the Wyatts. The last time. Match was okay. The thing that made the entire thing special was the interaction between Bray Wyatt and Xavier Woods. It was not anyone else, no matter how well they were doing. But I gotta admit, when it came to Biggie, dude, if you saw this, you need to stop jumping outside the ring the way you've been doing. Sooner or later, you're gonna really hurt yourself. Because he did that jump to, who was it? Eric Rowan? And he really looked like he landed very badly on his, I believe, his left shoulder and his neck. He really need to hold back on that and kind of pull back and do that once in a few times. Maybe once a month. I think that's what he needs to do. He's doing it way too much. He's going to get hurt. But the interaction between Xavier and Bray, especially when Bray seemed to got into Xavier's head again and making him kneel, I felt it was good. But I didn't expect Bray to job here. Because Bray's going to SmackDown. He's going to be one of those top heels we need there. So I didn't expect him to job. But to be honest, I don't know what they're going to do to make him strong. Because I'm not sure. I'm hoping to work out, but I'm not sure. Kevin Owens versus Sami Zayn. I thought Sami Zayn was going to SmackDown. My mistake. I said that on my SmackDown review. Both of them are on Raw. And to be honest, I think they made a mistake. I really felt Kevin Owens should stay on Raw because he's more charismatic. And Sami Zayn needs to go to SmackDown because all around he may not be a better wrestler But on SmackDown is not the emphasis on heavy character development. So he could get away with being there as more of a wrestler than he would be as a character and a wrestler. Great match. In the end, Sami Zayn wins, but he doesn't because he really needs to go to SmackDown. Kevin Owens is better for Raw, and Sami Zayn is better for SmackDown. That's just my point of view. The Chris Jericho and Randy Orton. Where is this man? Where is he? He's not here on my screen. Wait a minute, yes he is. You can't see him, but essentially he's on the right side of my shoulder. Unfortunately, you can't see him. It was good to see him. It was. I was glad to see him. He looked like he came back as a face because, of course, Brock is a heel. It has to happen. But I'm going to say this honestly. You may believe I'm wrong, but I believe he was way more generous and actually being himself here. I'm not saying that he's 100% a nice, sweet, loving guy. But when he was in front of this crowd, you could honestly see that he was being genuine about he missed this. He still loves this. And it shows. And that he did 2 pokes. One at Brock saying, well, you know the reason you won is because you're doing steroids, you bastard. And 2, when it came to Chris, saying, well, I did this going up against Brock for a reason. And Chris says, why? I don't want to be like you coming back with Fandango at WrestleMania and then getting your ass handed to you at WrestleMania. Because that's what it comes down to. I'm no stupid idiot. And that really looked like that was a bit off the cuff. And Chris didn't like that. I think genuinely that was a shoot. Chris didn't expect him to do that. I really believe that. I could be wrong, but that's just my point of view. And that RKO out of nowhere was good. Was it great? It kind of was obvious it was going to happen. And it looked a little bit telegraphed, but it still came off very well and I enjoyed it. Let's see how many things I have left here. I've already gone through these. Okay, there's a few left. 1. John Cena, Enzo and Kaz versus the Club. This was not about the match, even though it was a good match. This was about Enzo Amore. Enzo Amore made this match. I'm not taking anything away from Kaz, and yeah, John is John, but this was about Enzo. The way he spoke in the very beginning of it. Look, the highlight reel was a bit long-winded. It wasn't that bad, but it was long-winded. This was not. We enjoyed this. All 3 of us are on the Mount Rushmore of professional wrestling. We got John Cena here. He makes his 4G. How you doing? I loved his banter. John did not expect it. John didn't expect him to be that good. It's obvious that John Cena's taken a liking to Enzo. I really believe this. He wasn't paired up with them because of nothing. He believed Enzo Amore has something. Because that's going to make money, and that's going to make money for John. But I think he didn't expect it to be that good. And then when Enzo surprised the crap out of him, making him look behind him and saying, what the fuck? That was a shoot, ladies and gentlemen. He did not expect him to jump right behind him and surprise the living fuck out of him. He didn't. And in the end, John is the one who got the pin on AJ Styles. And I've said this, AJ, I really hope AJ gets rebuilt in SmackDown because he's being destroyed here. He just is. I was worried about it being teamed up with John Cena, and this is what's going to happen. AJ's being destroyed. And it's not good. I just hope it gets better. The match of Darren Young versus The Miz, I felt was the second best thing of the show. Wasn't the best match of the night. I felt that kind of went with, the second best was Sami Zayn versus Kevin Owens. But the second best part of the show was Darren Young and Bob Backlund versus The Miz. Because it wasn't the beginning of the show, of their match. It was at the end. When you see Bob Backlund blocking The Miz from leaving. And then getting smacked in the face by Maurice. And then ripping off his jacket and going, ah! You're not going anywhere! I ain't letting you. And then the Miz shoves him back, and then the cross-faced chicken wing put on by Darren Young. Didn't want to let it go. He refused to let it go, shoves a ref away, which is a good thing. It shows that Bob Backlund's influence is now going on him, because Bob in the 90s was nuts. At the end of his run in the 80s, he was still a good guy. He was basically a goody two-shoes. He was never really bad. He never tried to treat people badly. When he came back in the 90s, he was more unstable, off the cuff, nuts. And this is going to translate over to Darren Young, because he's going like this. Like, I can't believe I just lost my mind. This is what Bob Backlund is doing for him. He's giving him an attitude that is unstable. And he needs that. He needs to be something more than just a guy who's the cookie cutter babyface. This is what I want. And this is exactly the way it's working. And I'm alright with it. But I gotta say one thing. I think they really like each other as friends. I think he does. I think Bob has taken a very good liking to him. That's just me. Anything else I'm forgetting here? Just in case I am, I'm very sorry. I am kind of fried. I was in 100 to 101 degree heat earlier today. I got a headache still. Yeah, the last thing I'm going to talk about is the triple threat, which was, well, I'll have to say it's the best match of the night because of the outcome of it. Because I didn't expect this. What? Dean Ambrose won? I gotta admit, like most people, I didn't expect Dean to retain. I didn't expect it. But he did. He brings his title to Smackdown. So Smackdown now has the IC and the WWE Championship. Which actually I believe it deserves. If we're really going to do something new and exciting with Smackdown, I don't know if it's actually going to keep being live. I think it's going to be taped again. You guys tell me below if they're still doing live broadcasts. But Smackdown Live needs this to be more relevant. Because when Smackdown comes up, Raw is going to come up. And if Raw comes up, everything comes up. And I'm glad Dean won it. But you guys tell me, one, is in my imagination Roman Reigns grew a very thick beard. Like he was like Grizzly Adams. Go and Google Grizzly Adams. An old guy who used to play with a freaking bear. That is a grizzled toothed man who played with a bear. That's what Roman Reigns looked. He's more serious now. And I like that, even though he's being booed beyond stink like the Usos was during the pre-show. I think he can still come out of that either as a very strong heel, or he could win over the crowd depending on how much of a face they can translate him into. Because as a face right now, he's really not going to work. If they try to do it, they're going to have to try something special, which I don't think is going to happen. Well, I hope you enjoyed this Battleground 2016 review. Please give me a comment, and I'm releasing a new show called A Slice of Raw. After every Raw, if I can, I'm going to focus on just one thing I liked about Raw or disliked about it. I'm not doing a review at all about the entire show. I'm just going to focus on one thing. It could be about 5 minutes long, it could be 10 minutes long, or it can be 1 minute long. Whatever it is, that's what I'm going to do. And I hope you'll like it when it comes out. Have a good day and have a good night. Peace.